Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Yummy, and today I'm going to be ranking every single hostile mob in the overworld of Minecraft from hardest to easiest. So obviously S tier is going to be those mobs that when you see them you start to panic and you think you're in real danger, and D tier is the ones that you honestly don't really care about too much. But yeah, anyways guys, this is completely my opinion, so let me know in the comments what you think is the most, difficult hostile mob to go up against and which one's the easiest. And without further ado, let's get right into it. First, we have a classic, the zombie. The zombie is one of the most common mobs that you'll encounter throughout the world since they're found pretty much everywhere. And they're most commonly, seen in caves or under trees. But I don't really think zombies are too much of a threat. First of all, they're hella slow. So most of the times you could just run away from one and you'll never even have to fight it. Sometimes you'll find some with armor and sometimes even enchanted armor. So killing them can get you tools, or sometimes they even drop stuff like carrots. So if you see one, I guess it's worth killing. But regardless, it's not that much of a threat. And since it's slow, you could literally just punch it until it dies. Well, they're going to be there for a fat minute, but they're not much of a threat. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in C tier. And I'm also going to put a second zombie in C tier as well, and that's basically just zombies with armor because, well, they're pretty much the same thing. They're just a little bit more tanky, but regardless, they're pretty much the same. Now, I'm not going to rank the baby zombie yet. That's going to be for another video of special mobs. And if this video does well, I'll definitely do that video soon. But yeah, so you know. Oh, and also, by the way, I'm ranking this on like normal difficulty. I know that when it's like hardcore, the zombies are actually able to like break through doors, which does make them a bit more OP. But regardless, like I said, you're not going to have much of a problem with zombies. If you're pinned up against the wall and there's like, a bunch of them, then they can become sort of a problem. And if you're really low health, they might, accidentally fuck you up more than what you already are. So with all this in mind, I'm going to put the zombies both at C. Alright, next up we have pretty much the icon of Minecraft besides Steve. We have the Creeper. Now the Creeper is a lot more, I wouldn't really say challenging, but can really fuck you up way harder than what the zombie can. First off, let's talk about the fact that this man does no noise up until when he's right about to explode. And you only have like a second to react to it. And if you're not set up and you don't have armor and like there's no water nearby, chances are you're gonna die or leave with like no health. So these guys can either completely just end you, or they leave you really messed up, needing to go for food real quick, or leaving you defenseless for another mob to come and finish you off. Regardless, I think the Creeper is way more of a threat than what the zombie is. It's gonna take a giant leap up into the A tier. Oh, and also they climb vines. Like, what the fuck? Next up, we have another hot classic. This one is the Skeleton. I fucking hate these guys. These guys are possibly the worst thing you can encounter early game. Like, there's times where I'll load in a new world and I'll see a very promising cave and I want to explore it, but there'll be like two of these fuckers in the entrance and I'm like, yeah, no. Like, these guys are possibly the worst thing you can experience early game. You're 100% gonna get hit. They have as much health as you, so you're probably gonna need to hit it many times before it dies. But the one saving grace of it is its drops. It actually drops really useful things. Sometimes it'll drop its bow, usually by the break, arrows and bones. So it's overall a very balanced mob, I would say. And overall, it's just one that I absolutely hate when I first meet it. And even later game, it's still a bit of a bitch. But anyways, for how annoying it is and for how useful it is, I'm gonna put it, the first ever, on the S tier. Up next we got the spider. Now I know what you're wondering. I thought you said this was hostile mobs. The spider's a neutral mob. Well, yes and no. It's only neutral when there's sunlight, but when are you most likely gonna encounter one? Either in a cave or in the dark. So, most of the time when you see one, it's a hostile mob, dude. So I'm just gonna rank it as a hostile mob. And I'm going to rank the cave spider in that special mob video that I said I was going to do. So yeah, please leave a like and subscribe, by the way. Shameless plug. Anyways, the spider is one that, you see very often and it's a bit annoying, but it's not like super annoying. First off, it doesn't have as much health as you, so it's easier to kill. They do jump around a lot and they can climb up walls, but that's only like things that make them more unique. It doesn't necessarily affect the way that they, mess you up. They mainly just run at you and jump at you. And honestly, they're like the zombie. If you just keep on punching, most likely, it's never going to really hit you. You know, you just gotta make sure you're spamming hella quickly. Its drops are whatever. I mean, the string can help you make a bow, and the spider eye can help you make potions, but that's way later in the game. But regardless, the spider is a decent one. If it can fuck you up if it's paired with another one of these mobs that I already ranked. So I guess it's pretty even, so I guess I'll put it in the B. Next up, we got the slime. Now, is it just me or are slimes like super fucking rare? I rarely see a slime, and whenever I do, it's like it never really attacks me. It's always like so far away or just stuck somewhere. But I guess the big ones can at times, be a little bit dangerous. Like they're not completely shit. But again, it's one of the mobs that if you just constantly hit it, most of the times it just fucking never fucking hits you. But the big ones do a bit amount of damage, so I'm gonna put the big one at a C, mainly because one, it's rare, and two, again, it's easy to avoid. However, it does do quite a decent amount of damage. The middle ones, I say they're even less of a threat. There's more, but they're even easier to kill. It usually takes a one hit from a sword, honestly. And I'm not going to rank the little ones because in case you didn't know, the little ones don't do shit to you. Next up, we have the witch. And for the fattest time, I never even knew that the witch had way more health than you do. It's not that much, but it has more health than you do. Which, on par with the fact that usually whenever you hit her, she drinks a regeneration or health potion, whatever the fuck it is. It always takes a bunch of hits. I think the witch is a threat depending on what she does. If she's the type who instantly hits you with a harming or like a poison, they can be a little bit more tough to kill. But most of the time, they're just going to be trying to drink their potion and survive as long as possible. And all you gotta do is just keep hitting her until she dies. And there's a chance she'll even drop a potion. So yeah, if she drops harming potions, it can mess you up. And the poison will, in the long term, fuck you up if you don't have food or anything that'll help you with the poison. So yeah, it's a very situational type of boss. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in the middle, in the B. Next up, we have the Drowns. And again, I know what you're thinking. But Yummy, isn't the Drowned just a special type of zombie? Yes and no. A Drowned is technically a water zombie. Alright, so it's technically its own thing. It swims at you if it sees you in the ocean, or if it's near the shore and you're near the shore. That's the only time you'll ever encounter one. So I think there's a bit of uniqueness to it. However, I'm going to rank them in two ways. There's the just regular Drowned, and then there's the Drowned that have a trident. And they are completely different things. So first off, we'll just talk about the regular Drowned. The regular Drowned, he's not really much of a threat. Again, he's slow, and they're usually near the bottom of like rivers and whatnot. Most of the times you won't even encounter one unless it rains. But yeah, they're just a fucking zombie, so I'm gonna put them the same as a zombie. Actually, nah. Since it's you have to kind of go to the water on your own in order to find one of these. I guess I'll put it in D. But the Drowns with a trident, those are a whole different story. Oh my god, I don't know what they're called, but there's like sometimes when you go in the ocean, you'll find like these like stone pillars and they'll have like chests in them. I don't know what they're called, but you find a bunch of them in the ocean. And when you try to find the chest, oh my fucking god, like every single Drowned has a trident. And it only takes like 2 hits of these shits to fuck you up. And oh my god, they're so annoying. They're so annoying to kill. It's like a freaking skeleton, but in the water. And yeah, they're just super fucking annoying in the S tier instantly. Next up, we got the Silverfish. Now, first off, the Silverfish is only found in the Stronghold, so it's a mob that you will pretty much only encounter there. I don't think you can actually find it if you're just on a regular cave. I think it's literally only in the Stronghold. But regardless, they're not much of a threat unless you start killing a bunch of them, because then obviously more will fucking come. So I guess it's really depends. But I'm just going to rank it all as one. They're not much of a threat. You're going to kill them instantly. And if they overwhelm you, like seriously, what the hell are you doing in a Stronghold? Next up is the Guardian. And the Guardian is another one of those that are only found in certain places. They're only found guarding around an ocean monument. And they'll attack you with like a laser that like will change colors right before it attacks you. And what's fucked up is that these guys can even hit you on the boat. So even if you don't even realize that you're going past an ocean monument, these guys will let you know. They do an okay amount of damage. They're not particularly that threatening unless there's a bunch of them. And really, they're just little side mini bosses leading to the big boss, which we'll talk about in a minute. But regardless, they're not that much of a threat. And again, you gotta go to the Ocean Monument in order to find these guys. But they're fucked up too. They attack fish if they get near the monument. I guess I know they are supposed to be guardians, but like that's fucked up. But anyways, I'm gonna put them in like the C tier. And now the big papa, the Elder Guardian. Now, some of you might call this a boss, and you know what I say? You're stupid. Like seriously, the Elder Guardian is not a boss. I'd say it's the closest thing you can get to a regular boss. Just a regular overworld boss besides the Ender Dragon or the Wither or the Warden. Like, I think it's the closest thing you get to an actual boss. But really, it's just a mob that deals an effect to you and that has a stupid amount of health. But that's it. That's it. It's not an actual boss. It's not threatening as much as a boss is. But if you consider it a boss, then fine, go ahead. But I don't really consider it a boss. But I will say it is a pretty, if you don't have the right equipment for it and you just go willy-nilly, he can somewhat fuck you up. But I've killed him with literally just an iron sword and like 2 pieces of armor, so he shouldn't be that much of a threat. A tier. Up next, we got the Vindicator, yet another mob that you only find in certain places. You find these guys in the Woodland Mansion, and these are the guys that you'll mainly find roaming around with a iron axe that does not do the same amount of damage as an iron axe. And these guys are flooded throughout the entire freaking Woodland Mansion, and I find the best way to do it is go up top of the Woodland Mansion and just shoot these guys with a freaking bow, and then just run in, get all the loot, and get out. Because these dudes, their iron axes, holy shit, I don't know what they have on them, but they're on steroids. They will fuck you up. They're pretty common too, like I said. They're probably the most common thing you'll encounter in the Woodland Mansion. So yeah, I would say S tier. We had the Vindicators, now we have the Evokers. Now every time that I fight the Evoker, I feel like there's freaking anime music playing in the background. Because these motherfuckers attack with freaking spikes, they throw magic, they spawn fucking Vexes, which are fucking annoying. And yeah, these guys are complete bullshit until you kill them, because they actually drop Totems of Undying, which is possibly one of the most broken abilities, or should I say items, that you could get in Minecraft. So yeah, pretty good. I put it at a B. Next we got the fucking Vexes, which are spawned by the Evokers. Now these guys, even though they got stone swords and they're little, these guys are fucking annoying, especially because a lot of them spawn. Most of the times when I go into a Woodland Mansion, I'll get hit by a Vindicator, I'll try to attack an Evoker and he'll hit me, but what really kills me most of the time is these motherfuckers right here. These little shits will go through walls, they'll freaking swarm up on you, and like I said, they'll deal the final blow. They're good at that. And not to mention that they fly around, and these fuckers laugh in your freaking face the entire time that they're there. I feel so much satisfaction killing one. But yeah, these guys, despite what they may seem like, they're actually really threatening. So yeah, I'll put them at a B as well. And finally, for the last one of today's video, and the end of the family of the Illagers, is the Pillager. The Pillager is basically a villager, but he's gray. And he has a crossbow. And they do a raid. And they're annoying. Yeah, these guys are just so freaking annoying. They usually, when you see them, they'll be in an outpost. You go to them, try attack them. If you have the tools necessary for the thing, they won't be much of a problem. If it's early game and you don't have anything, these are more annoying than the skeleton. So yeah, when you see these, do it with caution. And if you see a freaking, a whole outpost, just be sure that you're ready for it, because I tried doing it one time and I was not ready for it, and I got a dick shoved up my ass. So yeah, these guys are pretty decent. I guess I'll put them at the A. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. This is the ranking that I did. Let me know which ones you would have placed them in. And like I said, obviously this is not all of the freaking mobs. There's still like, where's the Enderman? Where's the freaking, cave spider? But like I said, those are gonna go in like neutral mobs and also special mobs. But I'll only do those if this video does well. So be sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, that's been my list. So yeah.